Namaskar, dear seekers. So good evening to all of you. So today's our series, it is our series of question and answers, and today's topic will be about health chants and mantras for the year 2021. So it will be a bit different because we will actually give you 7 different chants and mantras as per specific problems or illnesses to be able to overcome. We will play them each one so you can experience it, and also you will be able to ask questions about it or the different problems that you may face also. So first I would like to introduce myself. My name is Cyriaque. I come from France and I'm doing spiritual practice for more than 20 years. I live in India in an ashram for more than 10 years. And now for the past 1 year and a half, I'm in Europe. Actually, we are traveling in caravan. And as we are speaking today, even it is January, we are holding the live stream from the caravan itself. We are in the center of Germany. And about SSRF, that is the acronym of the Spiritual Science Research Foundation. And it was founded in 2006 with the blessing of His Holiness Dr. Datta To, that is a saint from India. And SSRF has two main objectives. One objective is to explain about the spiritual dimension and how it can affect our lives, positively or negatively. And the second is also to give a platform for seekers who want to practice spirituality to guide them all the way to God realization. And also the University of Spirituality, known also as the Maharishi University, was founded also by His Holiness Dr. Datta To, and in conjunction with SSRF, a lot of articles are published because a lot of research is done using biofeedback device to actually understand what happened in the spiritual dimension, and those biofeedback device can give a glimpse of understanding of what happened. And we have many articles and research that we provide and are published on the website. So we invite you to also study those different article, research article, phenomenon, also spiritual phenomenon. So dear seeker, what we will do, we actually will, usually we chant now for 2 minutes. Some of you are coming regularly, but here we will start immediately with a topic, because through the live stream tonight, you will actually listen to 7 different chants and mantras. So some of you, if you are joining just now, tonight topic of our series of question answers is powerful healing chants and mantras for the year 2021. So of course, if you have any question, don't hesitate to write on our in the comment in the Facebook chat or the YouTube chat. So about health now, I think for many of you, it was in our mind for the past years due to the ongoing pandemic. And we would like to share with you today different chants and mantras that can help us for this new year of 2021. So we will play also those powerful healing chants and mantras, and we will explain also for each one which element can be reduced or overcome. And you will also get to experience, so in a way you will try it, you will make an experiment for each one, where we will play it for more than 3 minutes, so you can listen to them, see what you feel, and then you can write your question also in regards to this ailment or what you experience, and I will take also at that time your questions and your answers. And especially in the difficult time that are coming, those health chants will be very helpful for us. So just for you to know, like sometimes now we experience some problems which sometimes doesn't respond to conventional remedies. So example, I'm having stomach ache now, stomach pain, and it doesn't respond to medicine or it doesn't respond to a new diet. At that time also I will see if I'm experiencing some stress and how to overcome the stress. Because sometimes we don't look into the spiritual dimensions or the spiritual aspect is not considered. And sometimes the problem can be caused by departed ancestor or negative energy. And what we have seen is many seekers across the world who have tried to apply remedies at 3 levels have best result or recover quite fast. So like that also we have many case studies on our website, and the overcomes the 3 aspects of physical, psychological and spiritual as well. And this is where the healing chants comes in, because as per spiritual science, the name, form and energy coexist. So when we repeat a chant or a mantra of a certain divine principle, that divine energy come to us, and it helps us to overcome that, we can say that ailment, because that divine energy, specific divine energy, help us. So we would like also to emphasize that even though we repeat a chant or mantra for that illnesses, we recommend always to continue prescribed medication for the specific illness that the person may have. So what we will do now, we will go one by one of the 7 chants and mantra. We will go one by one. We will play them for 3 minutes. So I will see for you to repeat also, see what you feel, what you experience, or any question also in regards to this specific chants and mantra. So the first one I would like to start with is the Corona chant, is how to protect ourselves from the Corona chant. So this is this chants and mantra. So what we will do now, we will play this divine chant and mantra for 3 minutes. So what you can just close your eyes. You can either listen to it, or you can try also to repeat at the same speed in your mind and just see what you feel. It's just 3 minutes. But in case you experience anything, you can always share in the chat also. So we'll play now the first chant.
Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Gurudev Datta. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Om Namah Shivay. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Gurudev Datta. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Om Namah Shivay. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Gurudev Datta. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Om Namah Shivay. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Gurudev Datta. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Om Namah Shivay. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Durga Devyai Namaha. Shri Gurudev Datta. Shri Durga.
Okay, dear seekers, if you can open eyes, and then you can write on the chat if you had any specific experience while listening, how you felt, how you feel more from inside. Of course, that doesn't remove, it will not just 3 minutes, it's not change or overcome the problem, but it just as a level of experience. And if you have any question in regards to this chance to protect ourselves from the corona, so you can ask question also. I had actually from Nathaniel, you say that as a Westerner, this is hard for me to memorize, but I will try. It is understandable because initially those chants is Sanskrit, so it is not easy. Initially also for me was the same, but when we listen for a few times and we try to repeat, then we will be able after some time to easily repeat, because it is not, except of course the corona is a bit long, because there are 3 names associated that we repeat 3 times each, so it is much longer as compared to the other chant with just 1 name. So from Maiken, you felt calm and a bit tired. I will take your question after. I'm looking if you have some experience. Or say from Sonal, you say by listening you always feel calm. I think there is a question also from Nathaniel. Do color help in preventing coronavirus? So colors have some healing properties, but they will have in regards to, again, they have some capacity, but it is very less as compared to a divine chant. So colors have healing abilities, but divine chant is actually associated to a divine principle, and it is more active because it is at the level of sound, and sound is of a much higher principle. That's why it is, colors may not protect us from coronavirus. It may protect us to some low-level vibrations, but not from the coronavirus vibrations. From Yasmina, you experience cool breeze around me and solace. From Ramya, you felt flow from heart to left and arm and wrist, and you burp exactly at the time of the closing of the chanting. From Krishna, you felt very calm listening to it. Okay. From Amamanita, you said, my head felt clearer and I felt protected and stronger than before. And you have the question, this is from Rajeshri. I want to know why Gurudev Datta and Om Namah Shivay is said only once, when Durga Devi 3 times. See, here, just to understand that every name, every of those names is associated with a divine principle. So like that, Datta or Shiva, repeating 1 time, but we need more from that Durga principle that is actually fighting the negative vibrations. So we need more of that principle. That's why we need to repeat 3 times. Okay. Any other questions or anything about the coronavirus chant? I think some of you, I think we have covered, no, for now, for the, I think, for the corona chant. Now we would like to go through the second one, that is to help to overcome depression or mental instability. So sometimes we experience depression, or we are emotional, or we are mentally unstable. So this chant and mantra is quite helpful, is Om Namah Shivay. So what we will do also, I will ask you to close your eyes, and we will play the divine chant for 3 minutes, and we can, same thing, we can listen to it and see what you feel, or you can repeat in mind. And then same, after 3 minutes, you can type your experience or questions in regards to this divine chant, or in regards to depressions or mental instability. So we can play now the divine chant and mantra.
Om Namah Shivay. 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 Om.
Okay, dear seeker, you can open your eyes now. Then you can write if any experience you had while listening or repeating Om Namah Shivaya, or any question related to overcoming depressions or mental instability. Just wanted to add also for the first chant that we saw about coronavirus. So how much to chant? So if we don't have any symptom, or we are healthy, but just for protection, we should repeat 108 times. That is like one mala. It is equal to around 1 hour to 1 hour and a half. But if somebody is experiencing symptom or may have contracted the coronavirus, at that time we should chant around 7.5 hours, almost all day, the corona chant. So from Nathaniel, you say that you felt a little bit calmer. From Prakash Parish, you said a lot of yawning happen. From Swati, you experience heat. That is a good sign. Usually heat means that there is a reaction from the positive due to the chant. Maybe it's a good thing when there is like that, lot of yawning, heat. It may be a thing that it may be good to repeat that chant also. From Sujata, you felt lighter and less thoughts. From Yasmina, some sensation in the solar plexus. Nice energy flow. From Krishna Veni, you said initially you felt brightness and slight headache. From Michael, you said in the end you started burping. From Melanie Gonzalez, you said, I felt more mental endurance. That's a good thing also, Melanie, that you experience like that. That actually, it shows that maybe it may help you sometime to repeat that chant. And how long we should repeat, so it depends. But sometimes if we experience that depressions, or we experience that instability, so we can repeat for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour. So if we feel instability, if we repeat for 10, 15, then we can see if we feel stable. And if we feel that our mind is stable, then we can go back to a normal chant that we will see afterwards. Or if you experience more depression, at that time you may have to chant half an hour, 1 hour. And you feel now that you felt, one of you say, that you felt mind having more endurance. From Saidipak, you say you felt a lot of healing happen with yawning and mind becoming more calm. From Sujata, how many times I should do this? That is, I just explained, Sujata, is as per the need. And Nyas, you may feel it because if Nyas is this mudra posture, it is, maybe some of you are new, so I will explain in short. So there is a specific mudras. Nyas come from the science of mudras, because from every finger, it is associated to a cosmic element. So there is earth, water, earth, fire, air, wind, and ether. So when we chant, there are those principles comes in our finger in small proportion, of course, as per our spiritual capacity. And when we bring the 5 fingers together and we place it in the different chakras, or the different, if it is an apparent headache, then it may help to reduce either the blockage or reduce the pressure caused by negative vibrations. So from afterwards, this was one more relaxing, but it was also simple, so I wasn't distracted by trying to read of the screen. See, Om Namah Shivay is easier, because it's just one word. Some other is much more difficult. And we started with the most difficult, the Corona chant, because it is combined of 3 chants, and some of them you have to repeat 3 times. So it may be difficult to learn, but this one we can see it is easier to do. There's a question from Nathaniel Kolher. You said, does Om Namah Shiva remove tamasic, means we can say negative vibration from our body? It may to some extent, but that's why we will share with you some other chants that may help to actually protect us from negative vibration or to overcome negative energy. There is a question from Ramya. Om Namah Shivaya is not a new chant for me, but the doubt here is, should it be chanted only in this exact stress and pause? So it is better, see, ultimately there are different ways how we want to repeat that name, or it can be sometimes faster, but but also there is a science behind how to repeat a name and a mantra. So the way it says, actually a lot of research also is done in India with the University of Spirituality, and to study what are the different effects when we repeat a mantra with a certain speed or in a proper speed and way. So it has a very different impact on the person. So the divine chant or mantra that we are playing to you has been studied, and ultimately this is one of the best way to try to follow the speed and rhythm, because it imbibes the most divine principle. From Yasmin, no, there is not a specific mudras. The nyas can be effective depending on where you do and you are experiencing any blockage or pressure. At that time, you can do the nyas at that time. Melanie Gonzalez, you say, can this chant Om Namah Shivay or another help me lowering self-doubt and indecision and raising certainty of self? See, here, Melanie, the important thing is when we have depressions, no, or instability, then it leads to low self-esteem or insecurity. So that's why when we do spiritual practice, so and repeating this chant that may help us to reduce the level of our depression or instability, then automatically what happens, no? If we practice spirituality also, then we will start experiencing more stability. So automatically what happens? Confidence start increasing and stability start increasing. From Alter Bridge, you had a question. You are new to this, so you have the questions. Do you count each chant with a necklace of 108 beads that you let you know when you are done? So there are a few ways after bridge how we can do. Either to count, some count on fingers. There is ways of how some count on figure in this manner, but it's not always easy to keep track. You have to have a good understanding of mind to be able to do that. Some they does with a mala, with 108 beads, so they are able to calculate. And some we know the speed of when we need to do 108 bead, how much it takes. It may be 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It will depend on the speed or the chant. And that time we can see if we know that, say, I need to do this much, then I will chant 45 minutes. I will chant 1 hour, and it will be easier. So that's that you can monitor in 3 ways, or you can monitor with the time also if it is more easy for you. There is a question, or it's a comment from Nathaniel. You say that you have read that early morning chant is more beneficial. Yes, it is correct, because at that time the purity in the environment is higher. It is start at around 4 a.m. It is called Brahma root. So usually most of the people sometimes get up early and do either meditation or chanting at that time, because it is easier. And when we go towards sunset, after sunset, this is where the negative vibrations start increasing, what we call also sattva, raja, and tama. So the rajatama start increasing more in the evening, and especially in the night. That's why we recommend not to chant at night or meditate at night. Some people do meditation practice at night, midnight, and this is something we don't recommend, because at that time negative energy is more active and can affect a person. So of course it's not always possible for somebody who is working, who have family or duty, to get up every day at 4 a.m. But you can see what is practical and possible for you. So some wake up at 6. We have many seekers who wake up at 6, 7. They start their day with half an hour of chanting or 1 hour before going to office or work. And then it makes their day more smooth and more easy. And then when they come home also, they also do sometimes some slot of half an hour, 1 hour. So of course it can be as per individual, no? As per your capacity and timetable. But ultimately, better to chant in morning, but not at night. Also, for example, you say you used to chant with finger. From Ramya, you said, if not fast to repeat the chant, if say slowly, is it okay to say slower than this chant? If you are not able to keep the same pace, it can be okay to slower, but to try to keep the same rhythm. Yes, from Gunja, it is a very good chant to overcome depressions. Okay, I think from Amamita, you say you felt warm in the shoulder and the arm with Om Namah Shivay. What we will do, we will go now to the third chant, or the chant, the third mantra, is helps to overcome tiredness or confusions. So some of you, I know some of you may be experiencing sometime, no? That you wake up in the morning, you have no energy. It's called what we call low in vital energy, or sometimes easily having low energy. So at that time we can play this divine chant or mantra. It's Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. Or when you experience also confusions, there is confusion in mind. At that time we can repeat that chant and mantra as well. So what we will do now, I will ask you to close your eyes. We will play the chant and mantra for 3 minutes. And same thing, same exercise. You can just listen to it. You can either repeat in mind, and then you can see what you feel, and you can write your experience and your questions about this divine chant and mantra, or about the tiredness and confusion that some of you may be experiencing.
Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Om.
Okay, dear seeker, you can open your eyes and you can write down if you experience anything while listening to the divine chant mantra of Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. And then any question in regards to this divine chant or because this helps to overcome tiredness or low energy, or it helps us to increase actually positive energy within us, and it helps also to reduce confusions. So if any question about these two. I think some of you just earlier were sharing about if it is okay to chant around 10 p.m. also. That's still okay. We recommend not to meditate or chant after midnight. I mean, if you do some random activity at that time because you are awake, that is okay to chant in mind. But to sit with concentration with closed eyes and try to meditate or chant with closed eyes, we recommend that around after midnight we should not do, because this is where negative energy, or around 11:30, where the negative energy is at its peak or it has a very high, until 3:30 to 4 a.m. So this period is best to avoid. I think some of you share now it is 1 a.m. Bridge, you are still very nice. You are, despite 1 a.m. for you, you are looking at the live stream. From Alter Bridge, you say no, that for repeating this chant, for some reason, this one makes you breathe deeper. You get deeper breathing. That's a good thing. You can try also for some time, because it helps. It maybe help you. So you could try to see maybe for some time repeat that chant for 15 minutes or so. From Petra, you say very prompt effect. You felt much better now and more in present. From Sujata, lot of yawning. From Anuja, bad chant to get energy, positivity. Yes, it is a good chant that at the time we should do it for some time. The same thing that I shared before. If you experience low energy or tiredness, at the time you can chant 15 minutes. Sometimes it may be as per the need half an hour, but the moment you feel better, then you can go back to a normal chant that will be more helpful to grow spiritually, because this chant will help us to bring back vital energy within us. Just not to make that, okay, I will chant this all day, so I will be full of energy. So that to understand that not to do that aspect, because it will not help us. It's like we will just chant that chant. We will be fine, but it will not help us to overcome destiny or negative energy. That's why there are some specific chants that will help us to make progress, and some chant and mantra that help us to overcome a specific problem, such as this one that I share. Because when we feel low in energy, it is difficult not to function. So we should take as what is required. From Aji, you felt heaviness. From Frederick, you felt better. From Sonal, you say Radha Agrawal. You're asking a question. Huh? Radha Agrawal says that she's always getting trouble by unknown fear. She asks what can be to do to release that. We will see after that, Radha. There are two things that can be done. There is another chant that we will mention, and also a technique also that we will share with you to help to overcome that or to work on the fear. So there is one of the next maybe explaining to you if we have some that irrational fears. From Karin, you said, which chant is beneficial in case of chronic illnesses to protect me from distress or affecting my body negatively? We will see also, this is another chant and mantra we will see after Karin. Actually, simply at home, this is Ramya. All those chants are uploaded on the website. If you will paste the link for you, we have a section called Chants for Health, and depending on the problem you face or the symptoms, then we propose those different chants and mantra, and you can download each chants, and then you can listen to them or repeat them. So big Venturous, yes, 15 minutes. If you are experiencing Venturous low energy in morning, it's good to start 15 minutes with. If you are not experiencing anything and you are fine, you can start with your the normal chants that help us to grow spiritually or for protections. See, Radha, also you said, how can I increase my positive frequencies? And this is a matter of spiritual practice. See, chants or mantra will help us. Some help us to make progress. Some help us to nullify different negative energy or to help us to overcome a specific disease or ailment. But to really, how do you say, increase the positivity within us is by progressing spiritually. As we progress spiritually, we get free from negative vibration or negative energy, and the positivity within us grow automatically. But for that, we have to practice spiritually. We have to work on ourselves. From Alter Bridge, you say, I can't help chanting at this time after midnight because this is when the stream usually is. It will be better. No, here, see, Alter Bridge is a different aspect, no? Following the stream today, and we are repeating the chant because this is the stream. But when we talk as daily practice, then for your daily practice, every single day of the week, except Wednesday of the stream, you can repeat at the time maybe in your morning or in your afternoon. From Teresa, now you are saying that you are feeling more calm and peaceful. Okay. Any questions? I think some of you have shared about the confusions. Okay, I think we have taken all your question on that now. So maybe we can go to the fourth chant, fourth divine chant and mantra. So the fourth one is some of you may know because we are also explaining often in our website. It is to protect from ancestral problem or departed ancestors. And this chant is Shri Gurudev Datta, and it helps to overcome different problem because as I shared in beginning, that problem coming from the spiritual dimension can be caused sometimes by negative energy or ancestor problem, and we have many seekers who overcome different problem like eczema, addictions, depressions, just by repeating this divine chant of Shri Gurudev Datta. So what we will do also now, you can close your eyes, we will play the divine chant for 3 minutes, so you can listen to it or you can repeat in mind as well and see what you feel, and after you can ask your questions about this divine chant or any other problem that you may knowing or unknowingly facing different problem in your lives, because quite often the problem may be caused due to negative vibration or ancestor problem. So you can close your eyes now and we will play the divine chant for 3 minutes.
Shri Gurudev Datta, 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 Shri Gurudev Datta.
Okay, dear seeker, you can open your eyes now, and you can share in the chat if any specific experience while repeating or listening to the Shri Gurudev Datta chant, or any question in regards to problem caused by ancestor problem, or repeating problems that we may have and then are not going away despite best effort. You can also write if something is there. I think from Carlin and Jewel you had the questions. Does the Lord Hanuman chant protect us from evil? That is a good question. It is something I will answer you in the next. Let me see exactly. I will answer you in two 3 points. I will later on in the live stream I will answer these questions. So from Radha, Raman, you felt calm. From Ramya, mind wander while chanting along also. From Sewati Devi, it's a question, can we chant this while doing household chore? Yes, you can do. We actually advise if you can, because we recommend for somebody to repeat at least 2 hours per day of Shri Gurudev Datta. So of course it is best if we can do with concentrations, but if you can also do it during activities or like cooking, walking, commuting, it will be also beneficial. But we'll share also some other chants that we can do while we do activities. From Krishna Veni, concentration is less and you are getting more thoughts. From Maiken, you felt fear and tingling in the body. From Aji, you felt less distress. And from Prakash, you say you experienced a lot of yawning. Okay. So from, okay. So just, if any question are there, and you can also From Sujata, you said you always feel good when you do so Shri Gurudev Datta. This is a question from Alter Bridge. Is ancestor problem from past life or from previous family member, bad karmas, or from entity attracted by ancestor of bad behaviors? See, ancestor is, see, when in this present life, if let's say we are born in a family, no, so that means we have give and take account with them, destiny, what we say karma. But it can happen that when the person passed away, and the karma is not fulfilled, so that can continue also in the afterlife. And it's not only from one generation, but we can be affected up to 7 generations. So we will just be aware of 1-2 generation, but we not be aware of the other generations. And also from previous birth also. So because spiritual practice is less or not happening, or specific steps such as repeating Shri Gurudev Datta or rituals are not done, so it keeps on accumulating from one life to another's. So it is not an entity, it is actually, it is an ancestor that is connected to us in one way or another, whether from this life or from a previous life. From Petra, you say, since several weeks it is hard for me to concentrate on the chants because negativity is given constantly thoughts not to chant. It is slightly improving meanwhile, but not much. What should I do? So I think, Petra, you mentioned in some other chant you felt easier and you felt good. But when it comes to Shri Gurudev Datta, you experience resistance. So that proves that you have to chant more of Shri Gurudev Datta, because at that time that means that ancestor affecting is disturbed by that divine principle of Shri Gurudev Datta. So for you to make more effort and plans to try to repeat much more that Shri Gurudev Datta. So you can see to repeat Shri Gurudev Datta by 2 hours per day. From Andre, you said you experience anger and pressure inside while chanting today. So that's a good thing, Andre. That means that also you should try to be to continue with the Datta chant. Maybe if you are doing it, I don't know. But ultimately, then if you are doing, try to do it with concentrations. Those who are sharing and experiencing difficulty while repeating Shri Gurudev Datta, and at that time we should not doing with random activity. We should try to do it, sit down with concentrations. You will not experience any pleasure by doing so. It will be more like a fight and a battle. It will not be pleasant. But it is in a way what will help you the most, because sometimes the common mistake that somebody does is when they listen to a divine chant or mantra. There are many chants or divine chant or mantras available, but sometimes we listen to the one that we feel nice, that we feel pleasant, but actually doesn't mean it will help us. But when we repeat a divine chant or mantra where we experience resistance, that means that something is blocking it within us. So, and ultimately we want to get free from it, because if there is something that is blocking, it will create obstacle to us. So ultimately, see, it's like we are having something in our body, we are experiencing problem. At the time going to the doctor, we know it will be painful to remove it. But we go because we know that once it goes away, we will be free from it. So it is same thing, ultimately, when we repeat a divine chant, and often in Shri Gurudev Datta, new curious or seeker are experiencing resistance to it. At that time we should pay actually more attention and try to be more, to persevere more in repeating Shri Gurudev Datta. From Yogesh, you say, what job to do for health problem, especially for heart problem? So what you can do, Yogesh, you can go through in the website, in the Chants for Health, and you can select, we have a drop menu where you can select the heart problem, and it will give you the respective mantras, or we can also, there is divine chant mantras or bija mantras also. from Melanie Gonzalez, you notice a stillness when I'm sitting listening to Shri Gurudev Datta. When I chant while doing crore, it keeps my mind from entertaining noisy thoughts. Yeah. So that's good. You can see, no, there is a difference when you sit with concentration. What is the difference? From Venkatesh, no, you said that on the right hand you experience no strength. So if you can just explain, do you mean that the right hand become like numb, means no feelings and can't move? If it is so, then it's a good thing. You should try to chant. If it was not there before, and it just happened when you chant Shri Gurudev Datta, so it's a good thing that maybe you should try to chant also Shri Gurudev Datta like much more. If it is there before, but you can see, but just to see if it was little bit, you have some maybe physical problem and it got magnified when you also repeat Shri Gurudev Datta, then at that time also it is good to chant more, at least 2 hours per day if you can chant Shri Gurudev Datta. When I mention here the 2 hours, because when the one part of the body and some experience sometimes that when they start repeating Shri Gurudev Datta, the mind become blank, or somebody becomes stiff or numb, it can be arm, leg. So at that time it's better to chant 2 to 3 hours of Shri Gurudev Datta per day. Just to understand that those chant, it is not that we need to chant those chant forever. It is a chant that we may need to chant for 3 months, 6 months. And when the symptom or the problem goes away, at that time we may be able to reduce from 3 hours. After 3-4 months it may go to 2 hours. And after 6 months it may be just 1 hour. Of course, for everybody it will be different. I will go now to the next, because many of you are sharing, so that is nice. But we will go now to the next chant, that is the fifth one, the fifth chants and mantra. So this is overall protections and for spiritual progress. That is, some of you also are knowing, because if you are following us in our live streams, we often play that divine chant of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So what we will do now, I will also play the chant for 3 minutes. You can close your eyes, you can listen to the divine chant and mantra. You can either repeat or listen and see what you feel from inside. And then you can write your questions and you can, and your experience or your questions about the, what we say, overall protections or making spiritual progress.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So dear seekers, you can open your eyes. And then you can write on the chat if any experience or feelings by listening to the Diva chant or mantra of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And any question in regards to this aspect that it gives overall protections and help us in spiritual progress also. So just to share we have seen different chants that help us to overcome specific problems like corona, depression, mental instability, tiredness, confusions. So in a way, this chant, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, we also recommend to repeat more during the day, during activity. The other chant that we have mentioned, it can be repeated for some time as per the need. And once the symptom become less, at that time the chant can be stops or mantras. And then we can focus more on this divine chant during the day. And we can see that because more we chant or repeat that divine name, we'll be able to get more protections, and it will help us also to increase the positivity and the progress. So from Radha, you felt healing happen. From Aji, you felt tense initially. From Anuja, you felt good feeling. Prakash also feeling very good. Now you felt the mind was calm, Aji. Initially it was tense. Huh? Okay. So I think some of you are probably familiar with it because if you are coming often to our live stream, you may have heard often about it. And just to say now that someday it is easy, chants happen automatically. Someday we have resistance to chant. Our mind is so busy with so many thoughts. But if we want to improve or increase in our spiritual journey or to progress spiritually, we should try to develop some level of discipline to try to see how we can increase or develop this habit of repeating this chant during the day. So some what they do, they put reminder in mobile. Some they put post-it, small post-it, and they put chant, or they write the name and they put it in different place, in front of mirror, on the fridge, different place where we may see and remember. Because most of the time what happen, even though we may have that thought of desire that I want to chant, but the day takes us. Now we get up, we have to be ready, take shower. If we have children, we have to take care of children. Then we have to go to work, duty at home. So our mind is engrossed always in activity and thoughts. So we will forget most of the time. And very often some seekers say, oh, I forgot. The day it's evening, I will try tomorrow again. So it's like that someday it's good, we're able, because there is more calm, so we're able to chant more. But just to understand that it's a matter of practice, is more we repeat, more that impression will start imprinted in our subconscious mind. It's called also what we call also sanskar. And that automatically what happens is when this impression becomes strong in our mind, it automatically happens more easily, or we are reminded more easily at the conscious level, so it becomes easier, and then we are able to always remain in a more stable mind. We are not disturbed by situations, and we are able to make spiritual progress. So initially, to understand that chanting may not happen automatically, we have to make effort to develop it. From Alter Bridge, you say, this one give you an image playing in my eyes. I sighed and was the first one so far to have a body response, which was in my right knee. If you can just explain a little bit more, Alter Bridge, exactly what happened. From Sewati Devi, I suffer from insomnia. Can I chant waiting to fall asleep? Yes, that is a good thing, Sewati, that when you are trying to fall asleep, at that time you can repeat in mind slowly the divine chant, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Even if it may take time to fall asleep, but I feel the mind will become more calm. It will stop the mind to wander. From Yogesh, you say how to meditate, because when I meditate, I see only darkness and different sort of different work done in the day. So I stop meditating. Then I can move forward in meditations. So what you can, one thing we recommend, Yogesh, try to chant or meditate during the day. It's possible in morning. Of course, at night, if let's say, but not too late, not more than 11:30 p.m. And ultimately, see achieving meditation, no, until and unless our mind is have less thoughts, then we may have good meditations. But to achieve meditative state, it takes a long time. We have to practice meditation for many, many years. And we need quiet place to do it. We need not commotions. We may not be able to do in bus or at office or when we walk outside. But chanting, to be actually, chanting help us because when we chant, it can be done anywhere, anytime, during any activity. And what happens automatically, the number of thoughts become less. And then it becomes easier to come into meditation or do meditation. I just want to clarify a misconcept. Chanting or meditation, it is in a way more or less similar. It's a technique that helps us to enter meditation. See, when we say I meditate, doesn't mean that I will experience meditation. Meditation means when there is no thoughts in our mind, then we enter a meditative state. In a way, it's a high level of concentrations. So like that, chanting or meditating or trying to sit in meditations, it is one technique. But the limitation of meditations is we have to sit in a quiet place. Chanting can be done anywhere, anytime, because ultimately the target or the aim is to our mind to be in a meditative state. So just to understand, if you like meditation, that chanting will help you to be able to do a better meditation, but ultimately it is an easy step. For Manjunath, you say, I was getting yawning and you felt very peaceful. From Venkatesh, you say, what is chat for anxiety? So I think, as I shared before, no, for Venkatesh, you can also go to our chant or healing page, and this also chants that we have shared, I think, before, of overcoming depressions or mental instability, Om Namah Shivay. So that will help to reduce anxiety, because it is from the mind, but you can also go to our Chants for Health on the website. From Ramya, you said about 108 times of chanting of Corona. Please advise if one bead of the mala should include 3 times Shri Durga and 1 time Shri Gurudev Datta and Om Namah Shivay. Yes, it is correct, Ramya. One bead will be equal to the 3 chant that we are saying in the Corona mantra. From Alterbridge, you felt a sharp pain in my knee during the chant in a place that you are injured many years ago, which hurt now. The image was those golden ones that you seen in the meditation sometimes. Okay, so actually it is a good one. That means that you can repeat that chant also during the day, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, because we mentioned it is overall protections. And if you see what happened, it is a very nice example that you say. What negative energy does, they use our weaknesses. So let's say we have weakness in one part of the body, either because the body is deficient in some functions, or we had injuries. So at that time, this part of the body also will be weaker. So negative energy will attack them because it is easy for them. So they will be easily affecting that part of our body. It can be part of the body or organs. So that's why, and this is shown how moment you chanted Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, the pain started to respond, means started to come out. So if you continue like that, what you can do at that time, you can do nyas also at the level of the knee where you experience the pain. You can chant and do the nyas at that place also and see what you feel. We can see that it is actually science. That's why those different chants and mantra will help us. For Melanie Gonzalez, can someone type the Corona mantra? We will type for you, Melanie, on the chat. From Amita, could you please tell all the 5 chants with their purpose, like Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya? It is, yes, for overall protection and spiritual progress. I think, Amita, you may have just joined. I will just share because some of you may have. The first mantra we saw is about the Corona chant. So this is this chant where we repeat 3 names, and this helps us to protect us from the Corona virus. The second one is Om Namah Shivay. It helps us to overcome depressions or mental instability, or it can be anxiety also. Then Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha is to reduce tiredness or confusions. Then Shri Gurudev Datta is to protect us from problems caused by departed ancestors, and the one we just mentioned. What we will do now, we will go to the next one, and the next one is to help us a divine chant or mantra to overcome problem caused by any type of digestive problem, or we can say also some people suffer from acidity. So here the divine chant or mantra is Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. So what we will do now, we will also do the experiment. I will ask you to close your eyes, listen for 3 minutes, the divine chant and mantra, see what you perceive in mind, and then after that you can write your experience or your questions in regards to digestive problems or hyperacidity.
Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Okay, dear seeker, you can open your eyes and then you can write anything you felt while listening to Shri Ram Jai Rai Jai Jai Ram, or any question also in regards to digestive problems or hyperacidity. Okay, from Venkatesh, you said lot of hatred thought, so you had very, okay, that's interesting that you have such thought, so it may be good for you also to repeat for some time this chant. From Melanie Gonzalez, you felt lot of healing. From Maiken, you felt pleasant feeling. From Poonam Deshpande, you listen to the Om mantra or Om mantra. Okay, but here we are mentioning now about this divine chant of Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram that helps to overcome digestive problems. From after breath, should I focus breathing into my stomach for this specific chant? Not necessary. You can just do similarly. This is not required. You can just chant. You can chant normally. From Petra, you said it is interesting. Nearly came into a meditative state while listening. Does it mean I do not need to listen? Yes, for you it is better than to repeat Shri Gurudev Datta. And from Meghana, you said you are feeling more relaxed. And then we have put for you, I think you mentioned about Banumati, about sugar problem, diabetes. So we have mentioned that the chants for health for diabetes is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And then from Sujata, it was good and you felt like chanting more. That's okay. So dear Seeker, what we can do now, we can go to the other divine chant that is interesting, is the one chant that protects us from attack from ghost or from negative energy, but from ghost. And the chant is Om Anumate Namaha. I think there were a question initially from Carlin J. Wells that you said, does Lord Hanuman chant protect us from evil? And the question is yes, Lord Hanuman has the capacity to fight negative energy. So in a way, that's why it protects us from attack from ghost. So what we can do now, you can close your eyes. Then you can list, we will play the divine chant and mantra of Om Hanumate Namaha. You can listen to it, see what you feel from inside, or you can repeat in mind. And then after that, you can write your experience or any questions about attack from ghosts or attack from negative energy.
Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. 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 Om Ham Hanumate Namaha.
So dear Seeker, you can open your eyes now, and then you can write if any experience you had was while listening or repeating Om Ham Hanumate Namaha, this divine chant and mantra that help us to protect us from ghost or from attack from ghost. So some of you, if you have experience, you can write our questions also. So I think there were a question from Vignesh. You said that you have been chanting Shri Gurudev Datta and benefited from it, but sometimes you feel sudden bouts of depressions. Is there something more I should do? So we share now sometime when we experience depression, we could chant Om Namah Shivay for some time, but just to understand that sometime if it is helping you, because depression can be caused also due to departed ancestors. So at that time, you can continue to see how much you chant Shri Gurudev Datta, see whether you are chanting half an hour or 1 hour per day. It will be good to increase and chant more, 2 hours of Shri Gurudev Datta per day. And also it takes some time to overcome problem caused by departed ancestors. It is rare that the person is free from the problem within just few days. The symptom may reduce within few days, weeks, but to be completely free from problem caused by departed, it may take 3 months, 6 months. Well, it will depend on few factors. It will depend the intensity of how much the person is affected by ancestor problem. I mean the destiny or give and take account between the person and the ancestors. It will depend also of the desire and how much the seeker is putting into practice and how much desire also. So I think many of you have written experience. So from Venkatesh, little fear and sleepy. From Jonathan, you had a lot of spontaneous movement and popping in joint with Hanuman chant. That's good. So it's good, Jonathan, you experience popping in joints. I think, if I remember, you also joined our collective chanting and you felt at one point while chanting, when you did the removing the black covering, no? At the time you experience different popping and cracking, even at the level of the bells of the skull. So that is an experience when the stand, what we say, the impressions or center of black energy in our body get destroyed. From Petra, you became very calm inside and no thoughts. Felt like continuing. That is okay, Petra, but remember, and for you it is Shri Gurudev Datta. From Aji, I felt my mind calm and increase spiritual emotions and feel lighter. From Sorab, Bodas, you felt frightened initially, then you came back to normal. From Punam, my eyes were closed and I was listening to mantra and I could feel something black going out of me. That's a good thing, Punam. From Haji, you felt a lesser load. And from Atul Bali, why was the tone of Shri Anumate chant bit aggressive, was calm. Felt a bit of fear was listening to this chant. See, what is the difference? No? Here is, we said to protect from attack from ghost. So at that time, the chant has to be more, we can say, active. The vibration has to be more active. So that because it needs to fight, no, it fights the negative energy, the negative vibrations. So this chant has to be more in a fighting spirit, we can say. So there are different chants that will calm the mind. At that time, the chant may be more peaceful. And there are some chants that fights negative energy or ghost. At that time, the vibration will be more with fighting spirit. So you can see if sometime you can repeat the Datta chant, also Ham Hanumate Namaha. You can repeat also 15 minutes, half an hour per day. From Shri Shimarham, which chant should we do for study? So for study, see, actually there is no specific chant for study, but if we repeat the chant as per our religion of birth, it can be your family deity if you are from India, or you can repeat the universal chant, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It can help in reducing the number of thoughts and automatically increase concentrations. Because what makes a person successful in study, one of course is memory, but it's more if the person have less thoughts, then they're able to concentrate. And when we have more concentrations, then we're able to learn more easily. From Anita Daswani, you felt very strong chant and I felt was a bit aggressive. I was frightened initially. Then you were okay. From Alter Bridge, this one was hard. It gave me a tightness in my chest, like getting a stitch when running. It is like an expression you are familiar with. I put my hand in my chest and I felt warm, like a hot hand. At that time, you can do Zonyas, Alter Bridge, and you can see to repeat sometime also. Shri Hom Hanumate Namaha, Shri Hom Hanumate Namaha. But for you, you responded quite with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, no, at the knee. So I feel for you maybe this chant would be more beneficial for you. From Ramya, the previous two you had burping, and this one is far the calmness today of all the chant, listening. Okay, you can see everyone is different, no? How Ramya experience more calmness. Some of you experience frightened initially or aggressive. So you can see because everyone is different, no? So some chant will work for one or help one, and some chant they will need to chant another chant. From Anita Daswani, it was a very strong, the chant a bit aggressive. I think it is a repetition, sorry. From Meghana, you had goosebumps and then sudden shaking in my body. From Melanie Gonzalez, okay. From Sora Bodas, you say, can I chant Sri Ram Jai Jai Ram for fighting with negative energy? And also Sora Bodas, we mentioned as to fight negative vibrations. Either it depends whether it is problem caused by ancestors, and it will be Shri Gurudev Datta. If it is some higher negative energy, it may be Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Or if it is a ghost, it can be Shri Ham Hanumate Namaha. So dear Siga, it is nice that we were able to go through the different health chants and mantras. And you can see how there is such a knowledge, and you can see on our website we have a page of chants for health with different illnesses and symptoms, and there is a divine chant or mantra as well as bija mantra that can be helpful to overcome the problem. And why we wanted to have this topic in beginning of the years, because we have seen now how in today's time the healthcare system is getting overloaded, and sometimes we used to go to hospital if we have a problem, and we had no problem to be seen by a doctor. But now, as we seen by the current situations, now we may not always be able to get immediate health care, because if this continue and problem keep increasing, we may not be able to get immediate solution. So that's why it's how to become more independent, or in the meantime until we're able to receive health care. At that time, those chants for health or mantra will be helping to remain stable and to not be able to and not to suffer so much. And in today's time also, negative vibration, negative energy is increasing. So those divine chant also will help us to protect us. But ultimately what we want also is not only to be protected or to be free from this test, but also to progress spiritually. So we encourage all of you to try those divine chant, to try also practicing spirituality, and you can always ask questions to us on our live chat. It is very nice that we have actually crossed the time. In case there are few more questions, I can take your questions. So I think this is from Carlin. You say, so if we have to go inside a graveyard, we should chant Lord Hanumate or Lord Krishna. See, ultimately, Carlin, we should not go to a graveyard only. It is better to avoid. Some people, sometimes we came to know some people, they live close by to a graveyard. So to go to the shop, they cross the graveyard. But actually it is full of negative energy, graveyards or ghosts. So at that time, better not to go there. If we can, better to go around. Unless, of course, if there is a funeral, we may have to go. If there is our loved one who just left and we have to go to a graveyard, at that time we can chant Shri Hanumate Namaha, because this is where you have most ghosts. Graveyard is full of ghosts. So please try not to go unless it is needed for a specific funeral. But if you can avoid going, it is better. And yes, Bina, we will have all the chant available, and they are available on the website, and you can download them also for free. So dear seeker, I hope you have learned different aspects about chant for health, and you can see about SSRF now. All this knowledge is there due to His Holiness Dr. Datta To, that is a source of inspiration of SSRF, a sense of higher order. And all this knowledge he published free of charge on the website for everyone to see and to help humanity to be able to overcome problems and grow spiritually. So dear seeker, is one way also to support us. You can always support us in different way. You can support us by promoting the chant for health and mantra to relatives, friends, whom you know, because in time to come, those chants for health and mantra will be very useful. You can always help to promote our live stream. We have also, this live stream was Wednesday. Next week will be how to overcome anxiety and fear. And we have also our collective chanting meditations that we have on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. That is also healing remedy. So you can join anytime and tell others if they want to come. You can always donate and help us to continue spreading spirituality. We have many seekers. We have also done recently a very nice live stream on fundraising, just to have a look at the behind missions, seekers who are behind and doing full-time spiritual practice, to put all this knowledge available on the website, and also to travel across the world, and also to do all those live streams in English and other languages. So dear seeker, gratitude, because by coming, it's like giving us also, we're happy to see many of you coming, asking questions and practicing, and especially also getting, and when you share, know that you are able to overcome problem and getting better or progressing spiritually in life also. So that also gives us that happiness. So namaskar. Hope to see you maybe Thursday, Saturday and Sunday or next week. Namaskar to all of you.